Hi, I'm Josh Reed with ABC 27. You're watching the Jeff Weachter Show on CoachWechter.com.
Hi, and welcome to the Jeff Weachter Show. I'm your host, Mike Mosco, alongside Jeff Weachter. Now, Coach, let's review the Chambersburg game.
Well, Mike, it was a good game for us. It gave us a chance last week, working on some things in practice that I thought we needed worked on, some fundamentals, sharpen up the passing game. We needed to get Matt Johnson a little bit of varsity work with the first team in case something happened to Kyle Concar with injuries, since we do run our quarterback. And so we opened up the first drive with Kyle playing receiver, which is going to give him a chance to be looked at colleges as something other than a quarterback. We came out in a shotgun, no-back offense, and Matt took us right down the field, throwing 4 out of 5 passes, culminating in the first touchdown for Julian Harrell. We tried an onside kick against Chambersburg because we saw some things in the film that they did in their alignment that we could get the onside kick. Unfortunately, the ball only went 9 yards instead of 10. And we gave Chambersburg good field position, but our defense really did a good job. We got the ball back. We went down and scored, culminating on Terrell Collins, who I thought had an excellent game running the ball, 35-yard touchdown. We kicked off again, and unfortunately, the next series we had a bad snap, which resulted in their score. But we came back strong, especially with the passing game. We threw a wheel route to you that we caught for a touchdown. It was good to see you get in the end zone. Terrell also scored on a long run. It was nice to see Fred Dietz and the defense get into the act. Fred made a great interception and run back for a touchdown. And then, we were up 42-7, and we had the ball back. And, our first team practice is very hard, and I felt they deserved at least the whole first half to play. We rested Mike Jones. We didn't want to run Mike very much. But it gave us a chance to work on our 2-minute offense again. And Kyle hit Tyrell Harris, who's back from injury, on a backside post for a touchdown. It was a great throw, great catch. And it was 49-7. It was really good for us at halftime to let the backups play the whole second half, and they did a tremendous job. Jamel Poteet scored 2 touchdowns. We had a nice interception by Corey Ford. So it was a good week for us. One thing I do want to say is the Chambersburg newspaper had it wrong. They said that we didn't scout them and did not watch any film of them all week. That's not true. We had some varsity assistants catch our Central Dolphin game, and then also we had 2 tapes of them, and we watched them, as you know, Mike, we watched those Saturday morning before we went out. So, it was good for us, but obviously the next few weeks our competition is going to get a little tougher.
Here's this week's edition of the Senior Spotlight. This is this week's edition of the Senior Spotlight. Alongside Mike Mosco, we have Sean Burns. Now, Sean, what positions do you play?
I play offensive tackle and defensive tackle.
What is your favorite food?
Probably wings.
What do you tend to do outside of school?
Just hang out with friends, go to movies, play video games, normal stuff.
What is one of your favorite Bishop McDevitt football memories?
Probably this year's game against State College, winning up there, and then the Harrisburg game last year.
And what do you think of this week's game versus Central Dolphin?
I hope we beat them. They're my favorite rival to play. I live on the same street with a bunch of CD kids, so it's nice to beat them.
Well, thank you, Sean.
Yep.
Back to you. Now, Coach, we have a special guest with us for this week's show.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Mike, we have a special guest. I'd like to introduce our team chaplain, Deacon Joe Rabel, who is celebrating his 25th year as team chaplain of Bishop McDevitt. And Deacon, how'd you come about that job?
Actually, in 1982, Father O'Brien asked if I would help with the pregame prayers and with the team masses. And as the season progressed, as his schedule got a little tighter, I began to do more and more and more until finally at the end of the season, he said, the job is yours.
You've been here ever since. Deacon, we know, Mike and I know, because we're around here and see you around and know what you do, just besides the team masses and prayers before your game. Why don't you tell everybody out there some of the other things you do for us?
Actually, the chaplain is more a spiritual advisor. I'm concerned about discipline and working with the coaches, and concerned about grades, and sort of working with the young men to let them know that they could develop a relationship with Jesus Christ, who I think would be a fantastic quarterback. And I think it's just letting them know that we're concerned about them, that we're here for them, and we sort of stretch those concerns that go off the football field. They go on to life in other areas, and we have family relationships with them. So we build this thing as sort of a family, and we're with them, looking for them. If one of them gets hurt and they're in the hospital, I'm usually in the hospital every day visiting them. Just let them know that the McDevitt family is concerned, that we're all part of this. And it's a tremendous source of pride because of everything that McDevitt stands for.
Yeah, out there, I know, Mike, we know that Deacon's being a little humble. Deacon has been known to give a very stirring pregame speech to the team. So I know that's one of the other things that people don't realize that Deacon does for us. Also, along with when we have those long away games, Deacon does a great job of procuring a coach bus for us. Deacon, with 25 years, obviously you've seen a lot of players come and go, some coaches come and go, and I know that we've talked before that you get invited back to weddings and baptisms of former players, but give us one or two of your favorite memories of Bishop McDevitt football.
Well, there's one that really stands out that I'll never forget. It was a state college game a few years ago when Jesse Pitts' grandmother took ill at the game. And one of our coaches, who was Deuce, your brother, actually didn't come on the bus with us to come home. He rented a car, drove them home, made sure she was taken care of, went to the hospital with them, and in a sense extended that McDevitt family, that McDevitt love. I never forgot that because he just sort of, everything stopped and the concern was on Jesse's grandmother. The other thing is it's amazing that this family atmosphere that goes on, it's just not during the football season. It's coming back and sort of seeing the players when they come back and being with their families and sort of keeping in touch with Jeff, Coach Weachter, as he goes on during the off season. We're kind of proud of the achievements here, and the state championship year was certainly a tremendous memory as they went undefeated. And I think more so, though, it's that McDevitt spirit that you can feel. You can actually feel it. And the present coaching staff has done a tremendous job of continuing that tradition, that special magic moment that takes place when you hear the words and the letters, MCD, McDevitt football.
Deacon, I know I speak for Mike and the rest of the team and the former coaches and players that, it's been a great 25 years, and, here's to another 25 more years, God willing, of being together with you and McDevitt football.
Thank you, Mike.
Do a preview, so Dick, why don't you stay with us since it's your favorite opponent?
Yeah, that's right, Coach. This week we have our biggest rival coming up, Central Dauphin. Why don't you give us a preview of that game?
Well, Central Dauphin is 3-3, but they're a better team than that, than the record indicates. They have tremendous skill kids. Justin Shirk is a very good quarterback. Christian Spriggs is a very good defensive player and wide receiver, along with Derek Day, who is one of the best running backs we're going to face all year. And he also plays the defense. So, we're going to have our hands full with them. It's always a big game. We know we're going to get their best shot. They're going to play their best game of the year, as they always do against McDevitt. And, we're hoping to have a good week of practice. And, we're hoping, the weather's a little bit better than what maybe they're forecasting. But whatever the weather is, we'll go out there strong. And it's a big week for us. And we're going to have a great week of practice.
That's it for this week's edition of the Coach Weachter Show. For Deacon Rabel, Jeff Weachter, I'm your host, Mike Comasco. Thanks, and see you guys Friday night at